Of Mason Middle School students, you are in for a treat. We are going to learn how to use Google Calendar. It's the highlight of your life, I know. This is actually quite a useful tool, especially for students. You can keep track of all your assignments. You can subscribe to your teachers and the assignments that they post. It's very valuable, and it's a great way to keep track of things. You know, you're supposed to be all responsible now that you're in middle school, and you 8th graders, you know, you're supposed to be super duper responsible. What we have here is a blank calendar, so this isn't doing us much good right now, but on your left side you're going to see that you have your name. That's my name. And I created a sample calendar because I don't want you to see my plans to take over the world. So right now I'm going to work mostly with our sample calendar. If I go ahead here and I click on this box, it is going to pop up with a kind of a question for me. What it says. Well, I need an event. I need to say what it is I want to do. Now, if I just type into this box here, I can do a lot of things. I could say, like, I don't know, plot to take over the world. And once I type that in, I could make that an all-day event, or I could say something like at 6 o'clock a.m. Yes, plotting to take over the world. And it will automatically give me something at 6 a.m. on my calendar. If I go today, you can scroll up and see there it is from 6 to 7. I am plotting to take over the world. If I go back to month, it's just going to show a little 6 there. Oh shoot, you know what? I didn't want to do that at 6. I need to start doing that at 7. So I can click on my event, and which of these would make sense? Delete? No. Edit? Absolutely. So I click edit the event, and very quickly you can see it gives you some options for editing your event. Maybe I want to change this to 5 a.m. Yep, if you're going to take over the world, you got to start early. Or you know what? Maybe this should be an all-day event. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll make it an all-day event. And when something is an all-day event, instead of having that little number and being just pink text, it's going to be a big pink box. So your things that are going to be all-day events are really important to you. You can just leave it at that. This day, we are going to take over the world. Now notice, I'm not going to write a time here. I am simply going to create an event, and it's automatically going to make this an all-day event for me. Something else I need, I feel like I'm forgetting something here. Oh yeah, you can't take over the world by yourself. I need to invite someone to help me. So let's say I have a group project, whether it be taking over the world or, I don't know, doing something awesome in science class, because science class is awesome. It would be to your advantage to maybe work with your group or share that event with your group. So let's go back, and we don't want to delete it, we want to edit it. And you'll notice right down here there is a spot to enter guest. So we are going to add Mrs. Tonkin, another physical science teacher. We can do this together. 2 physical science teachers can take over the world. So it's going to tell me whether she accepts that maybe or no when she finally gets that invitation, and I can save that event, and there we go. We now have someone else that we've invited to take over the world. That is awesome. You'll see a little person there. That's Miss Tonkin. She really does look like that in real life, so don't give her dirty looks if you see her in the hall. But this is our basics of how to add events to Google Calendar. I invite you to play with it. You guys can do some good stuff with that. Let's say we want to, right away, we have something we want to add, and you don't feel like clicking on the date or whatever for whatever reason. You can just click Create up here, and it launches you into this screen. From here, you can pick your date. You can pick your time. All that good stuff, whatever. Let's say I am losing my mind and I didn't need to do that. You can always discard your messages too. So we have these 2 events. It's a big deal. However, for you guys, it might be more practical to see how you could add your teachers' calendars. Some of your teachers might be using Edline Calendar. Some of your teachers might be using Google Calendar. Either way, it doesn't really matter. It is going to be up to you to add this to your own calendar, so you only have one place to look for all of your stuff. That would be super, super smart, and I think most of us are pretty smart people here. So I'm going to go to Edline, and I only have one class. Poor me. I only have one type of class. I'm going to go to Physical Science A, and let's say I'm trying to find out. I know my teacher uses Edline Calendar. I can pull up that calendar just by clicking the little calendar button here. And I made a sample event for video. Now I use Google Calendar, so there's not much on my Edline calendar. But if, say, you did want to subscribe to this particular calendar, here is how you would do it. You would go to the Edline calendar, just like I showed you. Go to the Edline page, click calendar, and then you're going to simply click this subscribe button. And it's going to give you a iCal URL. That is basically a web address. And you're going to copy that. Fabulous. And it tells you you copied it. You can even do it again. Hey, we copied it again. We did it again. My computer's probably like, what the heck? So you just click this copy URL. And then the easy way to add a calendar is you're going to go down to where it says other calendars. You're going to click this little pull down tab. And the other calendar you want to add by URL or web address. So we're going to click that. We're going to paste this in here. And we're going to add calendar. And then as it catches up, here we can see for Physical Science A, sample event for video. Boom. Now we have anything my teacher posts as homework automatically showing up. There's a good chance your teacher might be using a Google Calendar as well. So here is how you would be able to get that information. If your teacher posts the link to their Google Calendar on their Edline page, you would just grab that link just like you did the other one, copy it, and paste it into this other calendar's add URL. Some of your teachers might have a website elsewhere that they use, or a blog, or some other place where they like to post links, maybe a Google Doc that's shared with you. Regardless, your teacher is going to say, hey, I've got this awesome link that will give you all of my assignments. You would follow their directions for getting to that. You're going to get to see my sweet face here. So I've given my physical science students directions how to add science homework to your Google Calendar. Well, basically, you're going to need to do what I just told you. And you're going to copy the link, right? And go right back into the Google Calendar, your calendar. And you're going to add by URL. And now we're going to add this calendar as well. And once this shows up, it might take a minute to show up, but once this shows up, we're going to have other calendars posted, and it's going to be that physical science calendar, which is super cool. It will sometimes take up to 5 to 10 minutes for a calendar to post or sync with your Google Calendar. So don't freak out if it doesn't show up right away. We were kind of lucky that the Edline one showed up, it popped in right away. But that is the way that you would add your teacher's calendars so that you can do homework assignments or see your homework assignments on your own calendar. Quick tutorial for you. If you have any questions, feel free to email Mr. Little. Don't just email me to say hi. That would make me very upset. But I'd be happy to help you guys, and I know a lot of teachers out there would be willing to help you too. So feel free to ask. Have a glorious, glorious day.